Hello everyone and welcome to CJL 2000 Law and Legal Process. My name is Shane Nelson and I'll be your instructor for the course this semester. I'm very excited to have all of you here. This course is designed to introduce you to how the American legal system actually works in practice, not just in theory. So throughout this semester, we're going to be examining real legal cases, constitutional issues, criminal law, torts, contracts, family law, ethics, and just many of the legal processes that shape our everyday lives here in the United States. Also, with this said, these are the required texts. This is also reflected in the syllabus. And if you have any questions about these, feel free to email me at shanenelson@ufl.edu. Now, a little bit about me briefly. My background includes federal law enforcement and criminology research. My academic research, I'm more so focusing heavily on policing, law, legitimacy, and the criminal justice system at large. But ultimately, this course is about helping you all become stronger critical thinkers and more informed citizens when it comes to understanding the law. So one important thing I want you to understand here too is that this is not just a memorization-based class. This course is really built heavily around legal reasoning and critical thinking. We're going to be examining legal cases using what's commonly called the Socratic method. We're going to be focusing on asking questions such as, why did the court rule this way? Was the decision that the court made fair? What were the legal principles that were applied? And what was the broader implication of the case moving forward? And with this said, you're not supposed to automatically agree with every legal decision, argument, or perspective that we're discussing here. In fact, some of the best discussions come from the students who thoughtfully challenge the reasoning behind a case while still understanding the law itself. So this isn't you just supposed to be blindly agreeing with whatever the court is saying throughout the discussions we're going to be having here. You can play devil's advocate and just try to always think critically about understanding the law. Now, throughout the semester, you'll see that this course is organized into weekly modules on Canvas. So each lesson here is containing your assigned readings, lectures, discussions, and quizzes, and just occasional supplemental materials or films. So I structured the course here to guide you step by step through different areas of law, beginning with constitutional law and the legal foundations, before we move into things like ethics, criminal law, contracts, torts, property law, and more. And now let's briefly go over grading, because I know that's one of the first questions that many of the students usually have. So your grade in this course is going to be broken down into 4 major categories. Discussion posts are worth 20% of your grade. There are 10 graded discussions in total. Papers are worth 10% of your grade. You're going to complete 2 papers during the semester, and each paper is worth 5%. Quizzes are worth 30% of your grade. There are 8 quizzes in total, each worth 3.75%. And the exams are worth 40% of your grade. There are 2 total exams, each worth 20% of your overall course grade. And this course does use a plus-minus grading scale, so make sure you review the syllabus carefully so you understand the grading breakdown. So let's talk about the discussions for a moment, because I would say these are extremely important for this class. For the discussion assignments, I don't want to see surface-level responses. I want to see that you've actually engaged with the legal materials that I've provided you with. In order to receive full credit, you need to answer the questions thoughtfully and demonstrate understanding of the legal concepts, cite material from the textbook or assigned readings of that week, and also actively participate by making multiple posts across separate days of the discussion week. You'd be surprised how many students mess this up. So essentially, you make your initial post, and then you wait a day, and then you can respond to a peer, say on Wednesday, and then wait another day and respond to another peer on Thursday. And one thing that many of the students frequently underestimate is the importance of reading the actual legal cases. It's important to engage with these because our discussions are built directly around these cases, so staying current with the readings is essential if you want to succeed in this course. So now let's discuss the papers. So over the semester, I told you already you're going to have to write 2 different papers, but you're going to have access to 5 different films or documentaries connected to legal issues that we discussed throughout the class. But you only need to write papers on 2 of these 5 films. Your papers are going to ask you to connect legal concepts that we study in class to the events shown in the film. And this is extremely important because these assignments are not about simply agreeing or disagreeing with the film. It's paramount that you apply legal reasoning and critical analysis. Also, I need to make a brief disclaimer here. All of the opinions presented in these films are those of the filmmakers, not me, your instructor, and the films are not intended to endorse any particular systemic ideology or theory. You are not required to agree with any of the perspectives presented in this material. Instead, your responsibilities are more so to engage critically with these events, evaluate them, and apply the law that we study in this class. And you can analyze the issues from multiple different perspectives. You don't have to agree or disagree. I find that in many cases, the stronger papers are written by students who actually remain skeptical of the material and fully evaluate all sides of the arguments that are being presented. Now for quizzes, as I mentioned before, there are 8 of these and you'll complete all of them directly through Canvas. You get to receive 2 attempts on the quizzes and the questions may differ between attempts. The purpose here is to encourage you to review and strengthen your understanding of the material. Exams, however, are different, so you only get 1 attempt for these, and you're required to download Respondus Lockdown, so make sure you do this beforehand, and give yourself plenty of time to test it before the exam week. This responsibility is solely in your hands. One final thing that I want to emphasize here is that this course is designed to encourage open discussion and critical thinking. The law, as we know, is complicated, and many of these legal issues involve ethical dilemmas and just competing constitutional values. There are many disagreements about what justice is itself, so my goal here is really not to tell you what to think, it's to help you learn and analyze legal issues carefully, so you can do this logically and professionally. We're not going to be practitioners of law here, it's more about evaluating the law. You'll become a practitioner if you go off to law school, and this course will definitely help you with that. So I would actively encourage all of you to stay organized, keep up with the readings each week, and just actively stay participating throughout the semester. And if you do all of this, you stay consistently engaged with the material, then you're going to do fine in this course. But with this said, here are a couple different resources that you can use if you need any help with the writing studio, health and wellness, and academic resources that are available to you. But with all of this said, in closing, I'm excited to work with all of you throughout the semester. Again, welcome to CJL 2000, Law and Legal Process. I'm Shane Nelson, and once again, I hope you enjoy this course.